Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Alex Thomas here, back with another video for you guys. Today, I am giving you guys my review and my thoughts on Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Came out in 2009. I had to be like a sophomore in high school, if I'm not mistaken. Sophomore or junior in high school. I think I was a sophomore. I think. That was a long time ago. It's crazy to think when this movie came out, how far we've come from this movie. And I'm going to talk about it today. You might hear me say things, bursting. I might burst out some terrible things. I might say some alright things. This movie is something else. It is. But I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and my review on this movie. Hope you guys are enjoying this. If you guys are enjoying my reviews, my Blu-ray hunt videos, watching long trailer reactions, all that type of stuff, you're in the right place. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe for more. And let's get into this review, guys. This should be a very fun one. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, you guys. This is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, directed by Michael Bay, starring Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox, Tyrese Gibson, Josh Duhamel. Some of the characters didn't return for the second movie, like John Voight, Anthony Anderson, Rachel Taylor. Most of those characters didn't come back, but we have some of those four core characters will be coming back. And also John Turturro came back as well. We also have some new characters get introduced and some other characters we focus more on that, yeah, I wish they wouldn't have focused on. I'm looking at you, parents. Sam, parents. I don't understand what Michael Bay was going through when they were doing this movie. I guess the greatest idea was, let's focus on the parents taking Shia LaBeouf to school, have them flirting with each other by him smacking her on the ass. It's just the opening scene to this movie, man. It's so weird. This whole movie is constructed so weird. Let me go ahead and get into some of the problems, obviously, with this movie. I'm gonna just go ahead and just lay them off on the flat. When this movie came out in 2009, there was a lot of problems with certain movies that were coming out. For instance, X-Men Origins Wolverine. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Even that movie, even though it's as good as it is, had problems because it got delayed and stuff like that. And this movie was not, amongst that. Well, this movie was amongst that group where it was dealing with the Writers Guild, writer's strike, whatever the fuck was going on. And they had no plot. They had no script to this movie. So I'm guessing Michael Bay and his team was like, man, we got to come up with a fucking plot. So let's go ahead and just put something together. Like, that's what mostly Michael Bay does. He just put a whole bunch of scenes into his movie and put it in and make it like it's a plot. And that's basically what it does in this movie. That's basically the main problem with this movie, is that the plot is lazy. It's no structure. And it's all over the place. But it's Transformers, you guys. It's about explosions. You see cool robots transforming. You see Megan Fox. You see Shia LaBeouf running like he always does. Screaming. So I guess it's okay. Yay. After all that aside, yes, this movie does have a lot of writing problems. The editing is, pretty choppy all over the place. But Michael Bay did what he could do with the best with this movie. Because like I said, a lot of stuff behind the scenes were kind of derailing the picture. As a full picture, it is a fun movie. That's the one thing I can say. Yeah, it's very frustrating watching it. There's certain dialogue scenes, certain things that happen. Like, they focus on dogs fucking. Why? We don't know. We dealing with the parents doing what they do in this movie. And it's like, why? You got a lot of those type of scenes in this movie. Like, why is this happening? And it's because they had no choice but to do something like this just to keep, the movie going. The movie is pretty long as well, which I don't know what's Michael Bay's obsession with making all these movies as long as they are, but this movie is pretty long. Yeah, those are just some of my major gripes with this movie. But like I said, it is a fun movie. I think the visuals are spectacular. I think most of the performance, I think Shia LaBeouf does the best he can do in this movie. I think Megan Fox is definitely better in this movie than she is in the first one. Like I said, I think Josh Duhamel and Tyrese Gibson, they do the best they can do in this movie. John Turturro is John Turturro in this movie as well. He's pretty over the top, but he gets more over the top as the movies go on. But I think he's fine in this movie. But yeah, like I said, I think most of the performances are fine. And I don't think the problem was with the performances. The problem is with the writing and the story. Let me go ahead and get into the plot of this movie. Wow. Sometimes it's weird. It's just funny to say that, but yeah, there is a plot to this movie. There is. So the plot is Sam is now, he's obviously graduated. Now he's going back to college. He can't take Bumblebee with him to college. He can't because I guess freshmen can't have cars. Let me know, all you guys that went to college. Cause I went to community college. I didn't go to a big Ivy League college, whatever. Are you guys not allowed to have cars your first year, or was that just a thing just for not have Bumblebee being part of the main story of the plot? I don't know. But yeah, he can't take Bumblebee on to the fucking, can't take him on with him to college, and somehow he's cleaning his closet. He's getting all his stuff together, and a part of the cube is stuck to his jacket, and he looks at the cube, and somehow he starts seeing all these symbols, and it's basically certain. It's like a message, like a map. Like that's what he says in the movie, and it's leading all to one thing, to the three pyramids where they align, and something with the fallen. The fallen has to rise and come down to destroy the suns, and it's all about Optimus Prime. Prime has to die for him to come to Earth. It's a lot in this movie. It really is. To me, it's like it's pretty lazy, the way the story is constructed in this movie. But like I said, they had no choice but to try to come up with something just to have a movie. The first movie made a decent amount of money. I think it made close to almost $800 million. This one basically made like $900 million. So yeah, they made their money for what it was given. And I think when it comes to the action, I think they did do a better job with the action in this movie than they did in the first movie. Clearly, they had a lot more to work with. And clearly they can jump right into the action and not have to do the setup. The opening scene to this movie, when it comes to the action scene with Optimus Prime taking down this big big huge thing, it's pretty badass. Most of the action sequences with the Transformers are good. The forest fight scene with Optimus Prime fighting Starscream, Megatron, all these Decepticons, it's pretty badass. I'm not even gonna lie. Of course, it ends pretty dumb, but I think the whole setup to that fight is awesome. And of course, the third act. I think the third act, like I said, you don't have to worry about Michael Bay when it comes to third acts. He's gonna deliver. He's gonna give you guys the action, the explosions, the visual effects. He's gonna nail it on top of all that stuff. And I think that he does do a superb job with those type of things. But of course, the main problem is with the story and the plot and the characters' interactions and stuff like that. Some of the stuff just doesn't make sense, or it's just all over the place. Like there's a scene in this movie where somehow this girl is a Decepticon. She's coming on to Sam, and she's a freaking Decepticon. What? Man, I don't know where they came with this. I guess she had to be a model that Michael Bay saw. It's like, I want her in my movie. Well, why do I need her in my movie? I got it. We're gonna make her a Decepticon. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Wow, that's pretty crazy. But I still remember when this movie first came out. Like I said, I think I was a sophomore in high school, and I remember seeing the first trailer to this movie, and it was so dark and like ominous, and the characters seem all scared, don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm like, man, this movie is gonna be awesome. And when I came out of the theater, I'm like, was it awesome? Some part of me say, yeah, it was awesome. Of course, the action was awesome, but I'm like, what was it about? And that's the one question we all have shaking our heads. Like, what is the movie really about? Of course, it's about the fallen coming down and stuff like that. But, like, what is the movie really about? It's just, it's like I said, it's a whole bunch of scenes being put together, and I guess sometimes that's what Michael Bay is good at. Of course, we got other side plots going on, of course, with the government bullshit, like Michael Bay does in his movies. We got to get the infamous helicopter shots, and stuff like that. He got to do all that in this movie, with the sunset. We got to get that in this movie, in all his movies. But, most of that stuff just seems so subguarded. We got this, it feel like as the plot goes on, there's always an irritating government person walking around with a motherfucking piece of paper. Like, I have a piece of paper, I'm important, you have to listen to me because I have a piece of paper. I think we get the same way in the third movie, of course, with Frances McDormand. She walks in, oh, I'm important because I have glasses and a suit, but except I wear tennis shoes, because I don't want to wear heels. But I don't know. Just some of the stuff with the subplots is pretty irritating. Like I said, we do got some new characters get introduced. We have Leo, who is Sam's roommate, who gets intertwined in this, whole story and stuff. And he's a pretty irritating character. He screams a lot. You feel like he's on ADD. You feel like he has a little bit ADD. He took some Adderall. That's what he feels like he's on half the time. And I think maybe he is. He's kind of like a hacker or whatever, going crazy about the Decepticons and Autobots stuff. He really believed the aliens are real. Then he finds out they are real, and he can't handle it. And it's pretty hilarious. We also got some new Transformers introduced. We got 2 twin robot Transformers that were heavily, bagged on because of the way they talked, the things they said. And it's crazy, like, all the controversy behind this movie, man, especially when it comes to that. We got a robot with flapping balls. Like, it's just so crazy when you look at the essence of this movie and some of the stuff you can just dissect from it. It's pretty hilarious. It really is. Like I said, today, like, as me watching it today, I know all the problems, and I can still sit back and enjoy it. Yes, of course, I get frustrated at those things I talked about earlier, but I can still sit back and just, like, at this point, just turn your brain off and watch the movie. Do I recommend it? As a Transformers fan, no. I definitely don't recommend this movie. If you're a fan of the lore and of the cartoon and, all the stuff like that, I definitely don't recommend this movie. They kind of shit on the franchise a little bit. But as like an action movie type guy, turn your brain off type movie, if you like fast food type movies, yeah, definitely give it a watch. You will have a great time, watching things blow up. You're seeing fighting robots. You can't go wrong with that. I think all that stuff looks good. Like I said, all the action scenes are awesome. I think Bumblebee fighting is awesome. Optimus Prime with his swords is awesome. All that stuff is dope, in this movie. And you can't take that away that Michael Bay knows how to shoot action, especially when it comes to, putting the visuals with the live action, adding that all together stuff. It's really, amazing to look at. But on the other side, it's like, the movie's not very great. So yeah, those are just my thoughts on this movie. I was really like, damn, I gotta watch Revenge of the Fallen and review this movie, because I do want to continue watching these movies, because we got Rise of the Beast coming out, and I'm hoping, please let this movie be good, at least as good as the next movie we're gonna be talking about, which is my favorite Transformers movie, and that is Dark of the Moon. But please let it at least be as good as the first movie, or at least as good as Bumblebee, at least. Please give me that hope that this movie is going to be good. I have really high hopes for it, so that's why I'm reviewing these movies. And I haven't talked about these movies. And this one, and Age of Extinction, and Last Night, I'm really not looking forward to watching those movies. But I'm trying to stay dedicated and review these movies, and I'm going to. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe for more. If you guys enjoyed Revenge of the Fallen, let me know in the comment section below if you like this movie. If you didn't like it, let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this movie. If you guys are new to the channel, if you guys enjoy reviews, watching alongs, trailer reaction, Blu-ray hunt videos, physical media, all that type of stuff, you're in the right place. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe for more. And I'm honest with you guys. Peace out.